We are live time for pop-up perspectives and stock talk. See here, let's get to a good spot. Let's talk stock, people. Another one of my passions, Chad's Money Minutes. If you're wondering where I am right now, special setting, Hard Rock, Riviera Maya, Cancun, Mexico. Like I tell you all the time, I really do this stuff that I say that I do with these points. I really do this stuff. Well, this isn't a point trip. It's a different type of trip. It's a work trip. But I'm still here. And let's just get right to the perspective. That way, when people come in, we can talk and we can parlay, because this will not take more than 10 minutes. Here's my perspective. And this is something that has been proven. This is something that everyone needs to observe. This is the time, these inflationary times, these wild times in the markets. This is the time when millionaires and or billionaires are made. Now, Lisa J. Stocks, who I referred to yesterday, would probably agree with this. This is a great time to invest, as a lot of the very well-known equities may or may not be on sale. Most of the time, they are on sale as they respond to the market fluctuations, but then inevitably rebound. Like some of your favorite companies may be able to do that, like, like an Amazon, like an Apple and such and what have you. Gone to the days of just investing in the FANG and setting it, forgetting it, because, well, it's just not a thing anymore. So with that being said, is the reason I'm coming with this perspective is because normally with the news, you will hear things that will cause your behavior to be counterintuitive to what it is that will take for you to actually have a great experience in the stock market. And like Denzel Washington once said, and I have to quote him here, you watch the news. When you don't watch the news, you're uninformed, and when you watch the news, chances are you're probably misinformed. So a lot of people take into account that there is financial woes and financial troubles. Now, with that, when they take that into account, they want to hold their money close as opposed to buying things at a discount. Oh, what's going on in the chat? Mike Newland, Wong Way Travels, Frugal Dad Finance in the building. I hope you guys can see and hear me well. I am on the hotel's Wi-Fi. I just got here, but it's a great time. But back to the perspective, the news tends to scare people into not investing when it's actually prime time for them to invest in equities that they otherwise may not afford. I'm gonna let you know right now, millionaires and billionaires do not rush to the market to buy equities when everything is inflated and at its highest prices. You understand what I'm saying? It's just not human nature. Buy low, sell high. I want to get as much money, I want to get as much stuff for my dollars, and I want to get as much dollars for my stuff when I sell it. That's how it works. You get what I'm saying? So that is my perspective, is to be cognizant of the fact that in times like this, you may want to seriously start talking to that person who's been bothering you about getting into the stock market. You may want to start watching very closely Lisa J. Stocks' videos. You may want to go back into my archives and look at my dividend portfolio that I laid out for you guys in order to make sure that you get dividends once a week, every week, all year long, in perpetuity. It's a video in my archives here. I don't even remember the name. But I got some things on the agenda to bring that to the fore. But I told you guys that I would talk to you about stock. And Frugal Dad Finance says something very poignant here. Time in the market beats time in the market. Exactly. You can't time the market. You don't know what's going to happen. But you can respond to prudent market fluctuations. At this point, with our geopolitical stance, the market is very flexible. It's a little bit more pliant than it has been when we had high-flying markets where everything was just like almost unattainable and you had to dollar cost average your way into getting one share. So there it is. That is my perspective. That is what I want to share with you guys. And now that we've done that, let's talk about As a matter of fact, let's talk to the chat. Mike Newland's in the building. Long Way Travels, Frugal Dad Finance, Johnny Jimenez, what's going on? Lisa J. Stocks is in the building. So let's give you guys a show. As you can see behind me, Hard Rock, and this is where I'll be staying to get it cracking for work. Like I said before, when I tell you I get out, I get out. I travel, I don't talk about it, I actually live it, and I live it, and I review it, and I make sure that I share it with you guys. You see my action camera. You see I'm always, I got that cheap ass Etsy shirt on. Matt Clausen in the building. So, but yeah, I just wanted to talk to you guys about, and I didn't want to get too in depth or too in the weeds about investments and investing, but the fact of the matter is while you hear doom and gloom on the news, understand that you would be surprised that things that may otherwise not be attainable might actually be there for you. And that actually includes your ETFs. Because remember, with the ETF being a basket of stocks that they then average down in price and then parse out, if the companies in there have lower prices, if the companies in there, if their market shares are decreasing, that tends to drive down the pressure of the ETF pricing, because they want to have more investors even when the equities might be less desirable from a price point. So keep that in mind as well. So your, I can't remember a bunch of them off the top of my head, but like your SPYs and your Qs and your diamonds, your DIA, your FXAIX, your VOO, your, like all of those could be extremely valuable. And then when you ride the wave back up, bada bing, bada boom. Because one thing about the market, it is cyclical. So if you're lucky enough to catch it on the low ball, then you can ride it to the high ball. But that is my perspective. Let's go back to the chat here. Stuck in Indiana right now. Yeah, man. Sorry, man. I had to do it. It's a travel day. All of you guys also, I want to give a big shout out to John R. He's traveling to Iceland right now. So if you guys see him on, please give him a shout out. Say what's up to everybody. I just wanted to give a little pop-up perspective here, talk to the people, let you know what I got going on, let you know about, my suggestions as far as, prudent times for investing. Sorry, keep looking around. I'm at a full resort, so I'm just making sure I don't have anybody in my frame that doesn't need to be there. Other than that, looking forward to some other stuff that I will be doing. I got some things cooking in the lab. I haven't really been releasing videos. I've been participating in lives, but I tell you what, life's been lifing. I've been working like crazy, and that is about it. So does anybody have any questions for me? Because, we got until 10 minutes. We got a minute and 40 seconds. And maybe a little wiggle room. But other than that, y'all let me know. You know what I'm saying? Because just want to let you guys know I appreciate you for being here. Got 10 heads in the building. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you coming through, checking out the pop-up perspective from sunny Cancun, Mexico, Riviera Maya. And of course, I'm the only person who goes to a resort and wants to talk about stock. That's just me. That's how I roll. But keep it in mind. You know what I'm saying? Understand, put your money to work for you. Because remember, when you invest, your money never needs to take a break and never needs to take a vacation. And the stock market and equities trades are happening 24/7 worldwide. Money is always working. So there's no reason it can't work for you. I've covered these in actually a couple of my money minutes as well, where I teach you how to read a stock ticker. Have a couple anthologies there that get you, moving in the right direction. So hopefully you can check that out. But other than that, I said what's up to everybody in the chat. I appreciate you guys. You know what I mean? Because you guys could have been anywhere else, but you decided to be here, which I always appreciate. Without you, there is no me. There's no reason for me to count milestones. I got all the real people I need right here. As you can see, the heat of Mexico is making me start to sweat. So I just wanted to come out, hit you guys with some perspectives, and we are almost about to close. So let's close on the ocean here. Mezcal or tequila. I haven't drank, actually, all I had was a beer, but everything's included here. So I'm probably going to be partaking in a couple of the adult beverages. But what we're going to do is we're going to end on a view of the ocean. Ah, yeah. That's a good look, Frugal Dad Finance. You are good to them to talk them off the ledge. Because in COVID, so many millionaires were made. So many billionaires got ridiculously rich. But as you guys know, I do not like this to go till 11 minutes. So I've already said my salutation. I appreciate everybody for coming through. And this is me signing off for Stock Talk. I will catch you guys later.